Hi, welcome to another episode of The Garden Gate. I'm Brenda Ivy here with Drew Monkman, local naturalist and author of Nature's Year. And we're here today to talk about grackles and starlings because besides squirrels getting on your bird feeders, grackles and starlings can be quite annoying. So Drew, tell me a little bit about these pesky birds.
Well, starting with the starling, I guess the first thing to remember is that it is not a native species.
Right.
Starlings were introduced to North America in the 19th century, and since then have spread out to become maybe our most common bird, certainly our most common urban bird.
Right.
But they present problems in that they tend to be very aggressive, especially around nesting sites, and will drive away other cavity nesting birds like bluebirds and woodpeckers and whatnot.
Okay. And then the grackles again, they're native, but they're also quite annoying when it comes to feed at the bird feeders.
Yes, they are a native species, a beautiful bird actually, especially when you see them in the right light, but they usually come in flocks and can empty out a feeder pretty quickly. They're also fairly aggressive species and will actually attack the nests of other birds, robins for example, and certainly have been known to take baby robins. They're doing what comes to them naturally, but it's not necessarily something you want to see happening in your own backyard.
No, I think we'd all rather have a robin than we would a grackle.
That's right.
So in my second segment, I'll talk a little bit about a few things that you can try to do, at least to discourage the larger birds and these aggressive starlings. So please join me in a little bit. Welcome back to the Garden Gate. I'm Brenda Ivy here with Drew Monkman, local naturalist. And we're talking about starlings and grackles and how to discourage them from attacking your feeders. So what I have in my hand is a blend of seed that they don't like. It has safflower, some little finch seed, canary seed, and millet, and they just don't like it, so some people will put that in their feeder. They won't bother it then. And what do you have here, Drew?
I just have a small feeder, one that's especially difficult for larger birds to get into, and simply because of the design, starlings, and I would say particularly grackles will avoid a feeder like this because it's just too difficult to reach the seed. Exactly.
And I have caged feeders. I also find that finch feeders, that they don't like to eat the finch seed and their beak is too big to get in. So looking for small feeders, caged feeders, those are all great things to discourage the grackles and starlings. So thanks very much again for joining me, Drew, and thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on The Garden Gate.
The Garden Gate is brought to you by the Avant-Garden Shop, your destination for gardening accessories and backyard birding supplies.